I'm Ever Alicia, and this is my more in-depth video on how I paid my 6-year car note off in 2.5 years. So I'm gonna just get straight to it. So number one was reviewing the statement. The reason why reviewing the statements was so important for me because I discovered that I was paying $3.19 in interest just before I even got to the loan every day. Interest is over $90 a month. And so that what motivated me to refinance, which I already did an in-depth video on that process and what that was. So when I did that, I realized, okay, I needed to refinance so I can pay less than $1 a day in interest, and that way I can, spend less over time and just get, closer to the loan. The next thing that I did, because I was so strapped for cash and only can pay what I really, the minimum that I had, is I stopped paying monthly and I started paying weekly and bi-weekly depending on what my pay schedule was at the time, because I changed jobs. One was weekly pay and one was bi-weekly pay, and I just broke the payment down in 2 and then in 4. So when I did that, it allowed me to realize that I'm saving interest over time because the loan is lower at the end of the month because I made those extra payments. So I was really saving without having to make any extra payments. So that was major. Number 2, 3, well, I forgot which number this is, but y'all know what I mean. The next thing that I did was principal payments, and I wasn't in a position to make those $100,000 principal payments. I was just able to make $10, $5 here and there, and that was just motivation for me and excitement that I just saw that I was like, okay, I'm just working towards it. It made me just feel good because I realized when I paid attention to my budget, which I'm gonna go in depth and more in a second, that I had money for that was going to other places that I can put towards my loan. Like one of the things that big for me is candy. Like I was spending $5, $10 almost every other day on candy and snacks at work, just snacking. And then I realized I can use that money to put towards here. So I had a different motivation. So instead of me buying 5 candy bars, I might buy 1. I still had to get mine in. But no, on a serious note, so I realized the things that I enjoyed, I could postpone those things to be able to get this goal to pay this off faster. Like another thing, I love learning languages, and I was paying $9.99 to learn a language every month when I could have learned for free just with, ads. So I took that $9.99 over $120, a year to pay towards, my car and to put me in a better position for the, in the future. And it's like I still could learn that language, but I could put money over here. So those are some of the sacrifices that I made it. And another thing that I want to mention that's, really important, I feel that we have to recognize, is that when you start paying attention to your finances, it really allows you to make better decisions overall. Like for instance, I didn't know how to focus. I was so overwhelmed because I was really overcompensating. I was really overexerted on everything I was paying, not even having so many bills. I was just, the bills that I did have, I was, behind on some of them that I just didn't realize. And I was just so overwhelmed at that point. I really just had a moment to say, I don't really know what I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna just do an effort, make an effort towards going to those things. And the number one was I started checking in once a week on Sundays. I dreaded it. I did. I ain't gonna lie. I dreaded it, but once every week, I checked in on my finances to see what I was going, and I started getting excited because I'm like, okay, I'm starting to make progress. Like I'm realizing I got a $150 phone bill because I'm paying phones with an S, and I don't necessarily need that. And so I was able to get my phone down to $64.90. And it was like me just paying attention every month, checking in, allowed me to be able to make better decisions and realize, okay, these are certain stuff in my pride and my ego, but these are things that could put me better. So I want to say, when you make a conscious effort to pay attention to what's going on, it allows you to be in a better overall position. So I want to say that too. And then towards the end, when I some of the other things that I did was, I just maybe work an extra hour, extra few minutes at work, because sometimes at work you don't even want to be there no more. But I was making that effort because I knew it would put me in a better position in the future. So those are some of the things. But beyond just feeling like I got to work more, I started thinking and had time and didn't have so much pressure from being overwhelmed from being behind in my finances. I started to think of ways that I could make more money. And one of the things was that I could freelance and write for people. And I got a, writing gig that allowed me to make larger principal payments. But all the other things before led me to this moment and allowed me to have more of a calmer mindset to be able to focus on that goal. So that's why I wanted to mention that to you all. And I just want to share this quick story. Now that I share all the, the real gems of how I paid off faster, is this concept that, when you give a kid an ice cream cone and they walk out of the store and they drop that ice cream cone, right? And they come back in the store and you're like, okay, can you give me 2 more ice cream scoops? You're like, you couldn't even handle the one you had. Why would I give you 2? And I think about that when it comes to finances, like manage what you have well and you'll be able to get more. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. I'm going to have way more videos sharing gems on how I have done so many different other things. And let me know y'all feedback. I appreciate y'all for watching.